That still isn't right. Well, you know what? I'm going to give up on this video for now. I need to work out what's going wrong here, and then I will attempt filming it again. Okay, good trial run. At least I can see what I did wrong here. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit easier to see. These ones are done in a fingering weight sock blend. So it's 70% wool, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina. That's what gives it the sparkle. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right in. This is gonna be the third attempt to film this video. I just had something going wrong with the stitching before, and as you can see with this bat, it came out all lopsided, and I still don't know exactly why. I you know, turned off my camera and had a snack and came back to it and tried again, and I did it the exact same way and it worked out just fine. So I don't know what I did there. Clearly I didn't do it the way that I thought I did it, because it came out wrong. But anyways, I'm gonna use this this pale color here. It's not very Halloween-y, but it will be easy to see on camera as opposed to something like this, which would be you know, more of a Halloween-y color. I'm making these for a garland, and I'm just kind of working through some of my hand dyed, and I'm just doing like all kinds of colors here. I'm not really trying to make them particularly Halloween-y. I just like bats. So this is gonna be something that's probably gonna live in my house all year. It's not really gonna be a Halloween decoration per se. So yeah, I'm using fingering weight yarn and a 3.25 millimeter hook, but you can use whatever size yarn and hook strikes your fancy. Really does not matter. It's just gonna, you know, do you want a bigger or a smaller bat is what it's gonna come down to. These are pretty small. You can see the difference here. This purple and black one was done with a fingering weight yarn and a 3.25 millimeter hook. This blue and white one here was done with a DK weight yarn and a 3.75 millimeter hook. Quite a size difference. I am making ones of different sizes because I think that's going to look cute on my garland. But you can do, you know, whatever you want. The world is your oyster. And so anyways, a little background on this. A couple of weeks ago, my friend sent me a reel on Instagram that was somebody making a little bat, and she basically just said, you know, can you make this? Can you figure out how to make this? And so I did, and here we go. There were kind of vague instructions in the video, but I kind of like sussed them out and kind of made my own tweaks to it to work the way that I wanted it to work. And anyways, here we go. So you're going to start with a slip knot on your hook and a chain of 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so you have your chain of 15. We're going to start in the third chain from our hook. So the loop on your hook doesn't count as anything. You're going to count down 1 chain, 2 chain, and go into the third chain here and work a slip stitch. And that's going to count as a chain 3 picot, which I'm not exactly fond of, but I couldn't figure out a better way to do it. So, okay. And next we're going to go into the next 2 stitches and do 1 single crochet in each. and then a chain 3 picot. Make sure I'm staying in the right zone here and that you can see what I'm doing. I'm a little bit new to making crochet videos, so bear with me. I'm trying to kind of suss it out as I go as to where my hands need to be in the field of vision. I'm used to doing dye videos, like yarn dyeing and tie dyeing, and those are a lot more zoomed out so that you can see like the whole table and see everything that I'm doing. And working in this little confined space so that you can see the stitches is a little bit weird for me, but I'm working on it. Okay, so a single crochet into the next 2 stitches. I'm going to stop yammering and just get through this pattern. There's 2 single crochets and then another chain 3 picot. Okay, and then 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and then into the next stitch we're going to do a half double followed by a double into the same stitch. So you have 2 stitches into this 1 chain, and it's a half double and then a double. And then we're going to do a chain 3 picot. Hang on a second. Okay, there we go. I split my yarn. That's what kept happening there. Okay, and pull through. And pull through. And then we're going to work into the next stitch, basically the opposite of what we just did, and do a double and then a half double into the same stitch. Not the same stitch you just did into the next stitch, but the double and half double are sharing a stitch. Okay, and then a single crochet and a chain 3 picot. Basically just working the opposite of what we just did. And then 2 single crochets into the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. And another chain 3 picot. The majority of this pattern is chain 3 picots. And then into our last 2 stitches on this side of the chain, we're going to do 2 more single crochets and 1 more chain 3 picot. Okay, and now we are going to work along the other side of our chain. So we're going to do a single crochet into this very first stitch. It's kind of hard to see because we've stretched out the stitch right here, but it's this stitch right here we're going to work into. I like to work under just 1 loop on a project like this where you're going up and down both sides of the chain. But if that's too difficult, you can work through both loops. There we go. I see it's a little tough to get in there. I'm going to work over the tail as well. So 1 single crochet. We're going to work a total of 5 single crochets in this part. So 1, 2, 1 in each stitch, just to clarify. 3, 4, and 5. And then into the next stitch, we are going to work a double crochet. And then a chain 3 picot. And then a single crochet into the next stitch. And then a chain 3 picot. And then another double crochet into the next stitch. So again, we're just kind of mirroring what we already did. And then we're going to work back here, except we're only going to do 4 single crochets. I tried it with 5 and I found that it kind of made this end piece that's supposed to be the chain 3 picot here disappear. So I didn't like that. I'm actually going to tweak this one more time here. I'm going to do 3 single crochets and then I'm going to do a slip stitch because I think that will actually make that chain 3 picot stand out a little bit more. Let me get my tail out of the way under that stitch. Work the tail in. Oops. That was some funky tension. There we go. Oh, I'll work a slip stitch here. That's right. I just said that and then I almost didn't do it. Okay. And that's it, folks. That is it. It's probably the shortest video I've ever filmed. And you know, depending on what you want to do with these personally, you could leave a generous tail or a smaller tail. I left a small tail because I'm just going to weave these in really quickly and hang them on a garland. And the way I'm going to hang them on a garland is I'm going to take a piece of yarn. Pardon me real quick. I'm going to take a piece of yarn and a yarn needle, and I'm gonna just thread it on, and I'm gonna go basically like into one of these stitches and out the back, and then, you know, obviously the tails will be woven in, and then again like that. So the way they're gonna hang on my garland is gonna be like this. So the garland itself, the string for the garland will end up kind of stretching them out and causing them to hold their shape a little bit better. As you see my little pile of them here, they're all curled. But if I go in and do this, oops. Again, it kind of stretches it out so that it'll hold its shape there, and that way I'm not going to need to block these or anything once it's all taut and hung up somewhere. Oh, I might still need to block them. But once they're all taut and hung up somewhere, they'll hold their shape a little bit better. And it'll look something like that. Let's go ahead and, since this is such a short video, we'll go ahead and, oops, I'm pulling on my tail there. Not really what I wanted to do. Okay, I'm going to string a couple more on. Put on some of these bigger ones that I made. You can see what I'm going for here. I just thought this would be really cute. And like I said, I'm one of those Halloween all year people, and I really like bats, so These are just gonna like live in my house somewhere. They're not coming down till we move again, which happens surprisingly frequently. But all right, so you can kind of get an idea here of what I'm going for. I have a little garland of bats. Ignore my tails. I'm sometimes a little sloppy and I have not weaved them in. I'll probably do that all at once when I'm done making as many as I want to make. But this is what it's going to look like in the long run. And I think it's really cute. I'm probably going to like hang it across a window or maybe on my mantle. I might do something like attach it to some string lights so there's like a little light behind each bat. You could do all kinds of things with this. You could play with the spacing. You could add other things to the garland. You could add, you know, little ghosts or pumpkins or, you know, whatever you want. Other animals. There's all kinds of these little applique patterns out there on like Pinterest and stuff. The possibilities are endless and the world is your oyster, and don't be afraid to play around with color and hook size and yarn size and just do whatever you want. Make it yours. You know, there's no rules to crafting, and a lot of people seem to, you know, just see things and think that they need to replicate them exactly, but I'm here to tell you, you don't need to replicate it exactly, and you'll probably be happier with it if you don't. So, you know, play with things, make them your own, be exciting, live dangerously, so to speak. Anyways, yeah, happy crafting. Hug your loved ones. It's been a harrowing week. For once, I'm glad to be on the West Coast. So, yeah. My heart goes out to everybody that I've seen on social media that has lost everything, and yeah, I just wanted to say that, you know, hug your loved ones closely and keep on crafting. Anyways, have a wonderful day, and I hope you like this video. If you did like it, go ahead and hit like and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be trying to put out new videos every week. We'll see how that goes. They're going to include crochet, dye, spinning, both yarn dyeing and fabric dyeing. I'll probably eventually work in some sewing and some painting and some needlework as well. So stay tuned and let me know what you want to see more of. And happy crafting. All right, bye. Oops.